What's up? We got Arrow Season 2, Episode 19, The Man Under the Hood. So this episode starts off with Oliver and the gang taking out Slade's Applied Sciences Division. So, yeah. Then, after, of course, I'm going to mention the title card for once in this review series because it's great. For once in this recap series, review series, not recap, review. I'm reviewing the show. So So yeah, but anyway, then we see Laurel visit her dad in jail because remember Quentin was arrested by Buzzkill Pike and she's like, hey, do you know who? Yeah, Laurel. Remember Laurel last episode, Slade knowledge bombed her that Oliver was the Arrow. So yeah, knowledge bombed her. So she's trying to ask Quentin, do you know who he is? And he's like, I don't know who. And she's like, hey, do you know who the woman in black is? Obviously Sarah, but she doesn't know it's Sarah. So but she doesn't know it's Sarah. So he's like, he protects Sarah's identity by saying, I don't know. So Team Arrow, after doing all, so Team Arrow goes to the bunker to discover Slade's there. He's like, welcome home, battles them. Slade tries to attack him. She gets choked out and still alive, but ends up in the hospital. And yeah, so Oliver's still trying to get through Thea that now that Isabel has their company, they need her to sign the papers. But she's like, no, she's not Thea Queen anymore. He's like, you're still Thea Queen. And she's like, Thea Queen? Who's that? She's Thea Merlin, because she's the Merlin, and she's like, you're her Oliver's her half brother, and he's also her half brother, Tommy, who she kissed, and now is dead because of her actual father. R.I.P. Tommy. Oi, boom, Tommy. R.I.P. But anyway, so yeah, so then Oliver tries to, there's a lot of times where Oliver tries to get, so Oliver goes to the company and is revealed to Oliver that, as I said in my last video, Oliver's father and Isabel Roshev were together. He was going to leave Oliver's mom, leave Thea, but after Thea got knocked off her horse, he decided to come back. And she tried to pursue him, saying, hey, Thea wasn't his, and he knew that Thea wasn't his. Yeah, he knew, but he still chose to stay with his family and leave her. This is not the first time. That Robert Queen would choose another woman out. It's not like the first time that would choose his own family over another woman and abandon her. Yeah, but we'll get there. But anyway, yeah. So Oliver tries to convince Thea, but when Felicity calls, Thea leaves. So Oliver goes to the Queen House and explains everything about how Robert knew, and Moira's surprised about how she never told her about how he never told her that he knew, and yeah. So yeah, so when Thea still doesn't trust him because she's like, yeah. After Oliver tells her he loved her and all that, even though he wasn't her dad, he still loves her, and she's like, yeah, he's a liar. It makes her realize that, yeah, he's a liar, just like Oliver and Moira, and Thea walks out of there. So we also get introduced to Caitlin and Cisco. You know them? We all know them. And yeah, they were first introduced in this episode before they would go on to star in The Flash. So yeah, and they were trying to, yeah, they also make a reference to Dr. Light. He's a guy that Dr. Will fired because he was a psycho. Yeah, they make a reference to Dr. Light, but that's when Slade tries to attack them. But yeah, but that's when they're saved by who else? But Felicity and Diggle. Actually, they didn't meet them. Not saved right now. So they explain. Yeah, so Felicity's like, no, she doesn't know anything about the guy in the mask. And then she asks how Barry's doing, and she's like, and Caitlin says how he's still the same. And she said, and she says that Barry's been moved to Star Lab since he's stabilized and has been moved to Star Lab, and that's where they've been. And he says, and Cisco said Barry has a lot of viewers, a lot of visitors, including Iris. And she's like, and then Felicity's like, Iris, and she's like, he's his something. Yeah, but I think Felicity jealous because she says, gets struck by lightning and Barry's in a coma and he's already moved on. Felicity, you should move. Yeah, so anyway, aside from that, Quentin's in prison, and an old cellmate of his, an old person of his that we never met. We just know that him and the Arrow took him down. He gets beat up by. So Laurel learns of this and is like, and she's like, and Quentin's like, hold up, don't talk about the Arrow. So Laurel does her best at blackmailing DA Spencer to let him out of prison and back to his old job. She's very good doing that. Episode 17, episode 19, she's really good doing that. Well, but she's very good at blackmailing her boss. So, yeah. So then Oliver discovers there's a whole tons of people. Oliver discovers that Roy is Mirakuru is powering other people's Mirakuru. And then Isabel and Slade are like, hey, they found him in a shelter in Bloodhaven, and which is where Nightwing lives, and he didn't stand much of a fight. And he's like, you pushed him away. The reason why he's strapped to this table is because you helped him and then you pushed him away. So, yeah, Oliver tried to fight them, but then Diggle shoots and kills Isabel. Bye, bitch. And, yeah, bye, Isabel. Bye. See ya later. But we also learn that now Slade's trying to revive her, so who cares? Who cares if she dies? She's now gonna come back alive. So, yeah, and now Oliver's like, hey, they're going to use the Mirakuru as a cure. So, yeah. So, Felicity goes to Caitlin and Cisco and asks them to use it. So, yeah. So, that was the episode. We got introduced to Caitlin and Cisco, characters who will appear on The Flash. We all know. And I know what's up, man, waiting. But yeah, I'm trying to catch up so we can review The Flash today. But anyway, that is it for the video, and I'll see you next time for some more Arrow.